All right, y'all, what up? Welcome to remnoir.com, and what I'm going to be talking about today is identifying your state before making decisions. All right, so basically, before I continue and get more into detail about this, I want to reach out to my hole punchers. You know who you are. The people you get mad, punch a hole in something, a wall, a table, you throw a chair, you throw something, you're playing video games, you losing nonstop, you throw your controller, you get mad, you break stuff, right? Hole punches. So, I'm going to relate to you guys because now when I was younger and I lived in a household full of anger, there were a lot of holes in the wall because of it. A lot of broken things because of it. Okay? A lot of things that were thrown across the room. Damage, breaking stuff, right? So, me as a kid, I had about 4 holes that I had punched into my wall. I punched a hole in my door. My dad got mad, kicked my door in, broke my door. Right? I got mad at my mom for something, kicked a hole in the wall in the dining room. Right? So basically the place just fell apart because of decisions that were made out of anger. So, what am I talking about when I say your state? Well, your emotional state, right? The emotional state that you're in that current moment in time before you make a decision. So, here's a good example of this. Somebody gets in your face, they say stuff to you don't like, and they slap you right in your face. What do? Right? You're gonna get mad because you didn't like what they did. And right before you make a decision and carry out a specific action, you have a choice. Now, your choices in your mind are going to depend upon your state. So it's very important to be aware of your state, especially when making decisions. Now, you could be in a confident, positive, peaceful state, or you can be in a state of fear, desperation, and anger, right? Obviously, from hearing those choices, you know which state's going to be the best one to be in order to make good decisions, okay? A state of fear is something that will keep somebody working a job that they don't want to be at, right? Because they feel they have no other choice. They got to pay their bills. If they don't and they quit that job, they're going to be homeless or something like that, right? It's fear. Fear is not even a rational thing. It's not based on logic or anything like that. Right? Now, you can have an educated understanding of consequences, but that's very different from fear. So an example of this would be, I'm not going to take a gun and shoot myself in the foot because I know that's going to end up bad. I'm going to put a hole in my foot, got to be rushed to the hospital, right, and have damage forever. So I shot myself in the foot. I don't want that, and I'm educated on understanding the reasons why that's not a good idea. What fear is a belief that you have in your mind that's not based off reality or any kind of rational thought or logic. For instance, people think that the current job that they're in, it's making them miserable, but they can't quit because they don't know what they're going to do. They can't make it doing anything else, so they have to. It's not proven. You have plenty of options. This world is huge. There's tons of opportunity around you. But when you're in a state of fear, you can't see that. It's not you're not able to think rationally. You see what I'm saying? So the two are very different. Anger is another one. Some people, your boss, he's taking it out on your ass, you're getting pissed off at him, and so you're like, fuck you, I'm out of here, I'm done. And you quit your job. But you don't have another one lined up. Your bills are due and you don't have enough money in your account to pay your bills. That was a rash decision based on anger, right? But when you're in a state of anger, you realize, I gotta identify my state. I'm not gonna make a decision right now. I'm gonna let it slide. My boss wanna get cute out the mouth. They want to come down on me. That's fine. But I'm going to not make a decision right now and do anything rash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave here after work, and I'm going to look for another source of income. I'm going to look for another job. I'm going to look for another opportunity. And when I find one, and I'm going to dedicate as much time as I can to this to get this done. And when I do, I'm going to drop this asshole like a ton of bricks. Completely different, right? So now you start planning, you're thinking. You're not just going and just making a decision out of the current state you're in. Because now it's very easy for us to be led around by our emotions. That's why some people wake up fired to go to the gym and lose weight, and some people, and those same people the very next day, they're like, you know what? I'm just tired. I'm pissed off. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. I'm not going. I'll go tomorrow. It's not a decision based off values or education or any kind of logistics, right? It's based off feeling. And a lot of people fail in their endeavors because of their feelings. You may be starting a new business or a new opportunity, and you start doubting yourself. You start doubting whether it'll work. Is this gonna work? I don't know. This isn't working yet. I've spent a lot of time on this already. I don't know. Maybe I should just quit. Right? But they were just extremely motivated a few days ago, killing it. But today they don't really feel the same, so they quit. You see? It's not actions dictated from values. It's feelings. So when you're making decisions, you got to make sure you're not basing your decisions off of feelings that you currently had because of something that just happened. Right? You got your hopes up, somebody's going to tell you yes, and then they tell you no. And then when they tell you no, you get this feeling of, I'm done. And then you act from that feeling of, I'm done. Right? But when you understand your state and you hear no, you check your state and you understand, okay, that hurt. And it pushed my state over to a little bit more of a negative side. I'm not going to react. I'm going to internalize it, understand it, and I'm going to work on putting my state in the right place. I'm going to focus on getting into the right state that I need to be in order to make a decision to handle this to the best of my ability. That's the thinking. Right? So, next time somebody make you mad, before you ball your fist up and get ready to punch a hole in your wall, just say, I know I'm mad, but if I punch a hole in that wall, I'm going to have to spend time fixing it. And I'm going to feel like an idiot from fixing something I just broke. So I'm going to cool down, understand the situation, understand why I'm mad, understand why this person did the thing that made me mad, and I'm going to work that situation out. And I'm going to work that situation out, and I'm going to save myself from having to patch a hole up in my wall. I'm going to save myself the time and stress of trying to fix a door I just kicked off the hinges, right? And so another plus of being mindful and identifying your state is it works much better for your relationships. Because when you have two people just reacting off of the state they're in, that relationship falls apart. There's no understanding and there's headbutting. You see? And over time, when there's just reaction after reaction after reaction, it just dismantles the whole relationship and the thing falls apart. Because there was just action, there was no identification, there was no understanding. There was no improvement of the state that you were in. So, if you can take anything from what I've just said over these past few minutes, take in your environment, acknowledge your feelings, identify your state, internalize it, improve your state, and then act. Then make a decision from an improved state. And if you can't improve your state, if you can't do it, if you can't improve your state at that current moment in time, and you don't have to make a decision at that moment in time, don't make the decision. Make the decision when you get your head together and you improve your state.